Hello there. We are reviewing for our Module 3 test. And so in this one, you should have already completed the review worksheet that was handed out to you. If not, there is a PDF in the folder. So if you don't have that worksheet out and ready to go, please stop this video, pause it, and then go find that worksheet. So this is your review worksheet from Module 3. It should be one sheet that you have problems on the front and back. And here is the first problem. All right, it should already be done, so you should be able to watch this video straight through. All right, so the table shows the length and width of a various United States flags. Is the relationship proportional? So remember, if this is going to be proportional, then that means y over x is going to be the same thing for every one. So if we have length and width here, and I take 1.5, and divide by 2.85. And I think I get the decimal point 526. Okay, now I'm going to try the next one and take 3 and divide by 5.7. So 3 divided by 5.7, and it comes out to 0.526. And actually, there's more decimal values, I should say. It goes on to 315,789, which is the same as the first one. Okay, it's really long, but they're exactly the same. That fills up the whole calculator. So now let's do the next one. And so we have to take 4 and divide by 7.6. And again, it comes out to be 0.526. Whoops, put an extra decimal in there. And you do the same thing, 5.2 divided by 9.8. And they all come out to be the same thing. So yes, this is proportional because we all get that same decimal. If so, write the relationship where x is the width. So actually, all of my numbers are backwards because they want x to be the width and y to be the flag. So I should have really done 2.85 and divided by 1.5, but I would not have known that until I got down to part B. So it doesn't really matter. That relationship all came out to be the same. But now for part B, because they're telling us that we need to do it where x is the width and y, then that means I need to do it the other way around. And so when I take 2.85 and I divide by 1.5, it comes out to be 1.9x. All right, so another flag in the same collection has a length of 12.6. So we have this length of 12.6. So 12.6, and if we take, now I have to fill this in, so length is 12.6 and length is y. That means I'm going to put in for y, I'm going to put 12.6 and then I have 1.9x. So now to find out that width, I have to divide both sides by 1.9. So if you take 12.6 and divide by 1.9, we get 6.63 and our label would be feet. Now, if I did it the other way and just use this ratio of 5.25, if you take 12.6 and multiply by 0.526, 12.6 times 0.526, we get the same answer. It rounds to 6.63 feet. All right, question number 3. Jasmine bought 7 yards of fabric. The total cost was $45.43. What was the average cost per yard? So that means it's looking for a unit rate. So instead of being $45.43 for 7 yards, we want to know what 1 is. So we're going to divide that out. So just grab your calculator and divide those two numbers out, and we get $6.49 per yard. Number 4, looking at this table, find the slope. So remember, slope is going to be y over x, and then they want us to write this equation. So y over x. So y is going to be 8 over 3 368. So y over x. Now, you may have a calculator that will simplify that. So mine says 8, and then I have the ABC button, 368. And mine simplifies to 1 over 46. So this equation is going to be y equals 1 over 46x. Now, if you just grab your calculator and you do that decimal, then it's going to be kind of a bigger decimal, but we would get something like y equals, I guess a small decimal, 0.0217x, and the decimal actually goes on. So how many peanuts would you need to fill a 40-ounce jar? So how many peanuts would you need to fit a 40-ounce jar? So if we take and multiply that 46 times 40, so I'm going to take 46 times 40, 46 times 40, and I get 1,840 peanuts. A car travels 200 miles in 4 hours. What is the rate of speed in miles per hour? So we have 200 on top and 4 on the bottom. So if we divide that out, we get 50 miles per hour. 2 points are, what is the slope? So remember, slope is change in y, which means you're going to take your two y values and subtract them. That's what goes on top. So y and y, 8 minus 2. And then on the bottom, we have change in x. So we're going to take our two x values and subtract them. 3 minus a negative 3. So 8 minus 2 is 6, and 3 minus a negative 3, well, minus a negative is a plus. So we get 6, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. Find the slope of each line. All right, so there are no exact points labeled on here, so I need to see exactly where it's going through, and it looks like it's going through there and there. So remember, slope is rise over run. So we are rising 2 and going over 1, and because it's to the left, it's a negative 1. So this slope, 2 divided by negative 1, is a negative 2. All right, number 9. Oh, this one's going through the origin 2, and it looks like again up here. So rise over run, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going up 4 and over 1, 2, 3. So we have our slope 4 over 3. Number 10, find the slope and the unit rate. All right, first of all, is this thing a nice straight line? Yes. Is it going through the origin? Yes. So that means it's proportional. So my slope and unit rate are going to be the same. So I'm just going to pick that point right there, which we do x first. So 10, comma, and what's that counting by? 2, 4, 6, 8. So that is 10, 8. And remember, when we're doing slope, y goes on top. So it's going to be 8 over 10. But now we can simplify that. So we are going to divide by 2. So I get 4/5. Now that unit rate is going to be the same thing. 4/5 miles per 5 hours. So if we want it as a unit rate, that is going to be 0.8 miles per 1 hour. All right, number 11. Remember, this is going to be y over x. So I'm going to use this ordered pair here. This is x, this is y. So my slope is going to be y over, whoops, I wrote an x. I was supposed to write a 5. Y over x, so it's 6 over 5. So now that unit rate, take 6 and divide by 5 and get 1.2 miles per hour. And our last problem here, the equation y equals 3.5x represents the rate that Laura walks. The graph at the right represents the rate that Piyush walks. Write the equation for Paish. All right, so it is going through the origin, which means it is proportional. So I can write for Paish's equation is going to be y equals, and now I need to find that value. Now remember, it's y over x. I'm going to find an exact point here. Well, it looks like it's going through right there. So there might be another one, but that just happens to be the one I picked. So we're counting by, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So it looks like that's a 4. And if this is counting by tens, that looks like it's going to be an 18. So remember, y on top, 18, x on the bottom, 4. So yes, I could have found one earlier because I can simplify. So divide by 2, I get 9 over 2. So it looks like that one, but see, it wasn't at an exact point, so I wasn't sure. So we get 9 over 2. All right, so 9 over 2 is 4.5x. So we're going to compare that to Laura, which was 3.5x. And 4.5. So who's walking faster? It looks like Paish is walking faster. All right, so hopefully this is a good review. Remember that if it is proportional, if it is going through the origin 0, 0, that your slope and your unit rate are going to be the same number. Okay, and it's always going to be, if it goes through the origin and they tell you it's proportional, we always do y over x. So in an ordered pair, if we have 5, 7, xy, it would be 7 over 5 would be our slope. So remember, y always goes on top. Alrighty, have a good day.